several awards for designing probably the best looking wheelchair on the planet. Has been moved by his own needs. He's been paraplegic for 20 years, and after 20 years of pushing a wheelchair, as you know, your shoulders will just give up. So he couldn't sleep more at night, and he started thinking, what's there for me? And then he happened to see a person on a Segway PT, a patrol shopping mall. They said, if it's working for him, high center of gravity, it will work for me too. So he went online, convinced of finding a solution, a seated Segway, as they call it. And he couldn't find it. There was nothing like that. So he created his own version of seated Segway, and he posted some videos online. And from that, just 4 years ago, not earlier than that, he started creating a lot of expectation. People would write him and ask him, where did you buy it? How can I buy it? Where can I go and buy one? This is fantastic. I can finally go to places that I couldn't go now. Because of the traction system, I'm now able to take the machine off-road. I can experience things that are absolutely impossible to experience with any other solution. And I can do that with something that doesn't even look like a wheelchair. So the stigma of using something that is, at the end of the day, a wheelchair is taken away. When you go around with Paolo or with somebody using a Genny, the first thing that is striking is the attention that people get you. And the technology comes first, and the disability is behind. And from a psychological point of view, these benefits is huge, because this is the first time that people would approach and engage communication with people, with disabled people. So the first feedback that we get is that using a Genny machine is facilitating the relation, because it's kind of hiding away the disability and putting it on a second layer. From a medical point of view, there's a number of studies that are being conducted on the mental and psychological benefits of not being associated with something that is segregating from interaction with other people. And obviously, functionally, like I said, that's something. Doing that kind of motion and moving at the same time. Again, I can't stress that enough. Is something that didn't exist before. So this idea of Paolo and this philosophy, which has got a number of ramifications, not only for power wheelchairs or wheelchair, but it's like a philosophy that can be applied to a number of elements, to the buying experience, to the way that people go and interact with public spaces, to the way that people travel. So there's a number of ramifications. This has brought him to being recognized by a number of very important people. So I think you got that. What we want to focus today here is the medical perspective on the OC. So, is this good? Is this important for people because it's liberating them, it's giving them access to better social relationships? Yes, fantastic. But it's not a nice to have. This technology allows people to benefit from a clinical point of view, from a number of perspectives. So we're just at the beginning, and what we're asking here today is to help us validating some assumptions that empirically we have seen with a lot of patients all over the planet. So first of all, we're very selective in the way that we let people use this technology. So this is effectively applicable to anybody who's got a paraplegic condition. So below the cervical level, we tend to assume after a series of medical inspections and examinations that people would be able to use it. So what you need to have in order to use it proficiently is to have a good command of the torso and to have a good grip in the hands. So that means that below the cervical level, most of the patient will be able to use it. We have amputees, we have people with neurodegenerative diseases in the early stages. We have people that have neurological conditions and injuries. But about half of our patients are affected by spinal injuries. But the good news is that 2/3 of the people who have spinal injuries would be able to physically control it safely. we're talking about an audience which is huge, potentially huge. Secondly, being a Swiss company, we wanted to take a Swiss approach to the way that we market and the way that we deliver the units to our users. So we have worked with institutions in Italy and in Switzerland to make sure that the protocols that we're using, the medical guidelines that we're using, were validated by a medical doctor so that we could be sure that the people that were and are using it could use it safely. So we come up with a number of empirical studies that talk about how this really literally changed the life of the people. There's a lot of work to be done. We're just at the beginning of it, and any help that you think you can give us achieving or accelerating that process would be fantastic. So we're actively looking for bodies that can help us replicate what we're doing in Italy and Switzerland all over the planet. So if you have ideas, please come forward and talk to us, because we're looking for that at this point in time. Third-party certification, we are the only technology on the planet, honestly, that has been certified by TÜV as a medical device. It was a huge process, large investment, but very important for us to be able to do that, because this is clearly, setting us apart as a serious medical solution for patients. So, very important process as well. So, in order to do that, what we needed to do is to create a new category. So today you have the power wheelchairs, like essentially tetraplegic wheelchairs, very heavy, very bulky, for very serious conditions, for people that are not independent. And then you have manual wheelchairs, so active wheelchairs. There's nothing in between. So for people who cannot push really more than 1 kilometer, which is the typical radius of a person, an active person, there's absolutely nothing. There's no technology. So what we have created effectively is active, the first active power wheelchair. Why is it active? It's active because you are forced to use your torso to move. So you're forced to use the muscles of your abdomen to move it. And incidentally, by doing that, you're forced to have a posture which is very healthy compared to any other wheelchair. So there's a number of benefits, for example, in terms of posture, right? The typical posture of an active wheelchair, manual wheelchair, will push you to be into a supposed situation. While here, you have to maintain control by standing, keeping an erect posture with your back. So this fact that you have to continuously adjust, like we're doing when we're standing, our inner ear is working and we're just continuously adjusting, is providing a fantastic situation in terms of using muscles that are typically not used. So once you have the ability to do that, that's fantastic. So first, good news. Second, good news, we discussed about the medical benefits of having an active life and interacting with people and accessing integration is the best medicine ever. So that's the third one is that we think, and that's something again that we want to develop in the coming months. We think there's a theme of NeuroRehabilitation that has to do with regaining the functions of balance. As you know, balance is a very complex element, and so we think that there's scope for using a technology like ours, which works on the balancing system, in the rehabilitation process. So not only for mobility, but also in rehabilitation, because the feedback that you get by just moving forward, just standing still, from a medical point of view, is something that we believe has tremendous potential for helping patients to regain balancing functions. The other, and that's more of a social element that I'm going to talk to you about, the cost of not doing anything for people who will, with no doubt, face surgery in their shoulders at some stage, because the use of their shoulders is completely unsustainable. So the cost of not preserving shoulders for active manual wheelchair users is huge. So we believe again that if we looked at this from a different planet, it would make a lot of sense to recognize active power wheelchairs as an effective way to preserve the shoulders for when you need them. Talking about rehabilitation and reinsertion, so that we have clients and patients that are, every day surprising us with what they do with the machine, which is unbelievable. So today we have, several thousand clients all over the planet, and today, every day, we learn about people that are using our Genny technology to go back to the life that they used to have before. So in that sense, we believe that there's a lot of potential, and while we can do everything alone, we are convinced that with the right partners, we can get there very, very fast. So with that, and I think I just have 5 minutes left. With that, I would just thank you for your attention and invite you to see and talk to Paolo and to the rest of the team here, and confer if you have any ideas on possible collaborations. So I'll leave the last 5 minutes for questions if you have any. Thank you so much.